2023 might be one of the coolest years Nintendo has for the Nintendo Switch. While we might be in the last years of the Nintendo Switch, there's still gonna be some amazing games in there. We have Fire Emblem Engage, we have Pikmin 4, and then of course Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, a sequel to Breath of the Wild. So what else could Nintendo be hiding for next year? Here are 5 predictions that I think Nintendo might do in 2023. Hey guys, sorry for the interruption. I just wanted to remind you guys to please like and subscribe. This is a very small channel, so every single like, every subscription, every comment down below really means a lot to me. And hey, according to the latest YouTube updates, subscribing is now quick, it's easy and almost pain-free, so there is practically no reason not to subscribe. So go ahead and do that. But now let's get back into the actual topic of this video. So, hello guys, gals and gamers, and welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm just gonna be predicting Nintendo games for the upcoming year. And not all of these games will be completely new ones. There's going to be some remakes and ports in there as well. And for each game, I was trying to think of different genres, what we're not going to be getting already. And also, I kind of want to explain why it, in my opinion, makes sense for Nintendo to release these games. So the first one on this list is a bit of something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is Tomodachi Life 2. Now, I think Tomodachi Life 2 would be a great game to have for the Switch next year. And my reasoning for this is that Tomodachi Life 1 was for the 3DS. It was a life simulation game where you created a bunch of Miis and then just took care of them and saw what kind of shenanigans they can get into. And that was a fairly successful game. I think selling over 10 million copies or something insane like that. And I think that now that we have had Animal Crossing on the Switch, another life simulation game from Nintendo, and the DLC ended, I think it would be a very good time for Nintendo to release Tomodachi Life while we still have a lot of people wanting a Switch and the Switch is still relevant, because the more you wait, the more people are gonna be start asking like, where's the next console, where's the next console? And also another thing is that Miitopia released on Nintendo Switch a couple of years ago now. I think last year, I don't remember anything. And that game was a relative success as well, but it wasn't as big of a hit that I kind of was hoping it to be, because if it was more of a hit, then we would definitely be getting Tomodachi Life 2 soon, but I'm just not sure at this point. But anyway, I would love to see Tomodachi Life 2 hit on the Switch with the brand new Mii Maker from Miitopia and a bunch of new added features and interactions that your Miis can do. I think it would just be amazing. Now, next one on the list, I predict that there's going to be a Pokemon spin-off of some sorts. I'm not really sure what. Pokemon Detective Pikachu has been rumored for quite a while, and I think that is something they have officially confirmed. And there's also Pokemon Sleep, which no one knows what that is. Is that a phone app? Is that an actual game? What is it? Something that measuring your sleep schedule and catching Pokemon at the same time? I don't really get it. But if it's not that, I would like to see something unique from Pokemon. Maybe something like Bandai Namco makes another Pokemon spin-off game. They made Pokemon Tournament, they made new Pokemon Snap. They could also do like a Pokemon Stadium or Pokemon Puzzle League for all I care. I think it would be just nice to have a new high-budget Pokemon spin-off and not a mobile free-to-play puzzle game that we have had so many of. And I think it would just be interesting to see what it is coming for the Switch. And I think next year we're not going to have a mainline Pokemon game. I think it's going to be Scarlet and Violet DLC. That's going to be the big thing for Game Freak, for the Pokemon Company. But I would like to see some smaller games in the form of a spin off fill that gap before the DLC comes. Next up, we have a remake of a game that a lot of RPG fans have been asking for quite a while, and that is Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, which is the second Paper Mario game released originally for the GameCube. And why so many people want this is obviously one, they think it is the best in the Paper Mario series, best RPG in the Paper Mario series. And two, we haven't really had a proper RPG in the same style as Thousand Year Door since Thousand Year Door. Ever since we had like Super Paper Mario, which was more like a platformer, then we kind of went back to an RPG with Paper Mario Sticker Star, which no one liked, then Color Splash, then Origami King, which was on the Switch. But I think people would love Paper Mario Thousand Year Door to be released in HD. I think the other option here would, of course, be to port it and put it on something like a GameCube Virtual Console NSO thing. But I would just rather have the game as a physical copy, so I would put out $60 for a bit of a glorified remake of sorts. Next up, I want to see the return of Rhythm Heaven. And this is another series that has been kind of dormant lately. I think it has to do with the series producer being kind of ill. I have no updates on that. I don't know what the situation is at the moment, but I still hope the franchise can move forwards then. I think the last game we saw was for the 3DS with Rhythm Heaven Megamix, and it is still a rhythm game that is very unique. It's more like WarioWare with music. It's not your traditional rhythm game, which I think really makes it stand out. And I think in the world where we have stuff like Trombone Champs and Friday Night Funkin', we definitely need some more unique rhythm games out there. And I think this could be the perfect time for Nintendo to come and say, hey, we are making a brand new Rhythm Heaven game. I'm not sure what would Nintendo do with it exactly, because I'm not sure if that kind of a minigame collection would be so attractive anymore with a $60 price point. But a man can dream. And I think it would be nice to just see Nintendo lower the price, which they have done in some rare cases. So I think it could fit for Rhythm Heaven. I would get a lot more people, influencers, streamers to try out this quirky rhythm game that they might have never heard of before. And finally, on this list, I think it is time. After all of these years, we will hear something from Metroid Prime. And I hope it is Metroid Prime 4. It restarted development a few years back. I think they could be ready to show something. I'm not sure if it would be ready for this year. Maybe a holiday title could be interesting to see. Game development takes a long time, and I don't have it memorized in my head when the development started. And when it was announced, it was probably well into restarting the development and not just, hey, we're going to start it today. So I think we could possibly see something from Metroid Prime this year, but in case it is not Metroid Prime 4, I think it would also be very lovely to see Metroid Prime Trilogy, which has also been heavily rumored for the Nintendo Switch, which is basically just the first three Metroid Prime games ported over, do a little tweaking here and there, remake it, put it into HD, blah, blah, blah. And then you got a really good gaming deal on your hands. And I think something like Metroid Prime Trilogy is kind of necessary to release before Metroid Prime 4, because it has probably will have the 4 in its name somewhere, and people will think, well, I've never even heard of Metroid Prime 1 and 2, 3. So what do I do? Well, here's a Metroid Prime trilogy. Better yet, have it be also cheaper than $60. Not really a Nintendo move, of course. They would charge $60, but this is my fantasy scenario, and have it as a pre-order bonus or something for Metroid Prime 4 as kind of a thanks for waiting all of those years. It would be fun to see. Not gonna happen, but still, I think Metroid Prime trilogy would be a good solid peg for Nintendo next year. But I'm just left wondering, are any of these predictions true? Well, I guess we will just have to wait and find out. But what do you think Nintendo will do in 2023? Let me know down in the comments down below, and I will be sure to talk to you next time. Bye bye.